And we are live. Welcome, everyone. My name's Lockie. This is Oswald Football, and we are here for an A-League men's live watch-along. Our first one for a long time. We've returned with the live streams. We did a Matildas one during the Asian Cup. We did the recent Socceroos games. Of course, we enjoyed watching Australia win 5-1 in their most recent game against Curacao just 3 days ago. But we are back for a Friday night game. And what a game it is. I mean, when I was looking at the fixtures coming up this weekend and I was thinking about which game should we do a live watch along for, this one stood out. I mean, there's some cracking fixtures this round, and there has been some great games already. Last night we saw MacArthur defeat Newcastle Jets 3-2, big upset there, and a 0 draw between Brisbane and Sydney, and some big games across the weekend. But Adelaide, Auckland. I mean, of course, Auckland have only been in existence for a couple of years, but whenever these two teams play, it is always a spicy encounter. And there is a lot on the line in this game. So jump in the live chat, say good day, and drop a score prediction because kickoff is literally just around the corner. Of course, it's been a big week for Australian. There's always stuff happening in Australian football. It's always a busy time. The young Matildas recently kicked off their under-20 Asian Cup campaign last night. The final round of the regular season in the A-League women's competition, some huge games this weekend in that competition, of course, as well. But tonight, all our focus is on Adelaide, Auckland. Edits is here in the chat. Good to see Lightning here. How are you, mate? Says, I was at Socceroos versus Curacao. Well, I'm sure you were very happy with the end result. Hey, the Socceroos winning in the end. 5-1. Blinkus, g'day. Thinking a 2-2 draw tonight? I feel the same. And actually, you know what, Blinkers? I'll go with that exact same scoreline. 2-2 feels like a result that we could see from this contest. 2-2. You got two teams who have had good seasons. Auckland have been very, very strong. The Reds have been good for a lot of this year as well. And at home on a Friday night at Cooper Stadium, and I'm sure they're expecting a big crowd as always at Cooper Stadium tonight. Yeah, man, Adelaide are going to be up for this one. Auckland FC, they want to bounce back. We shouldn't forget Auckland's last game out before the international break, that loss at home to MacArthur. But of course, for Auckland as well, they would have been watching that game last night with the Jets, and the Jets losing to, let's pull up the ladder. The Jets losing to the Bulls, which has this title race, this premiership race. Where is our ladder? The premiership race, here we go, is looking very interesting indeed. Newcastle Jets losing last night to the Bulls. So the current gap in points there between first and second is just a 4-point gap there. So if Auckland win tonight, they are within 1 point, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very interesting. So I feel like I agree with you, Blinkers. I'm going to say 2-2 as well. Good to see A-League X here as well. G'day. It should be a good game. It should. I think this will be a high quality game tonight. A-League X also saying Duke putting on a huge performance to stun Newcastle. He was fantastic last night. 2 goals and an assist. And all of a sudden, he's been thrown back into Socceroos conversations. I mean, he's always sort of around there. But watching that game last night, man, I was like, he could well be on his way to yet another World Cup for Australia. He was fantastic last night. He was, and again, that second goal that he scored, that header was, as people were saying online, was reminiscent of his goal in the last World Cup against Tunisia. So Mitch Duke, I mean, I feel like Mo Toure is probably going to be the starting striker for Australia. I feel like everyone is agreeing upon that. But that next striker, I mean, could it be Mitch Duke? We saw in the recent window, Ante Shuto and Denny Juric. Well, we didn't get to see Ante Shuto at all across the 2 recent games for Socceroos. So Denny Juric got the start in both of those games. Lightning here as well on that Socceroos game midweek says first 60 minutes of the Socceroos match was boring and the subs made the difference. Yeah, dude, it was incredible. The impact that the subs made was it's as big of an impact as you'll ever see in a football game, man. The likes of Nestor, Irankunda, Riley McGree, Geordie Boss coming on and completely changing the game. It was absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. So this game is about to kick off. Adelaide currently in fourth. Auckland in second. A lot on the line, of course. I mean, Adelaide is still going to have hopes of jumping into that top two. As we know, those top two spots are so important because it means you miss out on the elimination finals. You go straight through to the semis. So it is huge for whoever finishes in those top two spots. Auckland FC, just their second season in the A-League, and they are very close to achieving yet another top of the table finish. So let's do it. Kick off at Coopers Stadium. First half is underway. Thanks for joining us tonight, everyone. This is our first A-League watch-along in some time. We are back. What a game. What a game to be back for as well. Adelaide United, Auckland FC. I mean, dude, we remember that the last time these two teams met at this stadium as well, Coopers Stadium, if you remember. Dramatic late scenes there at Coopers Stadium with Auckland scoring late. So this really does feel like a tricky one to predict, considering the two teams and where they currently sit on the ladder. Edits. What editing software / app do you use? I use a couple different ones for editing. CapCut is one of the most common ones that I use, especially just for like the short form content. But honestly, I've often, for the last few years, I've just used iMovie for when you're doing YouTube video stuff. Because, I mean, I don't do anything fancy with my edits anyway. And for right now, with the live stream, I'm using StreamYard, which is fairly reliable. Interesting question from A-League Edits. Love it. Feel free to chime in on this one as well. Next season, who would be your big marquee that you would like to see in the A-League and what club? Well, I mean, in terms of what club, that's probably pretty easy because you're looking at, Sydney FC, Melbourne Victory, some of the big names. I mean, Western Sydney Wanderers, Melbourne City, but Perth Glory are capable of pulling some big names as well. So, yeah, I mean, interesting question. I mean, who's available? Who would sort of, who's like coming off contract this season? If anyone's got any names, throw them in the live chat. Marcus is here as well. G'day, Marcus. Hope everyone's had a great week. We'll talk about the lineups as well. We're 2 minutes into this game at Cooper Stadium. Let's talk about the team news because we haven't done that yet. So for the Reds, it's same old lineup. Well, it's been working for the Reds, to be fair. They've been so consistent with their starting 11 in recent weeks, man. Smits in goals, Barnett, Vreens, Kikianis, and Kito, that back four. As we know, Dylan Pereira's out with a long-term injury. Has missed most of the campaign, unfortunately, for him. Ethan Allegich starting in that defensive midfield role. Muniz and White ahead of him. DeCooley and Yal playing in those wide positions. And Luka Jovanovic, who's having a very good season for the Reds. Leading the line as usual. So keep an eye on Luka Jovanovic, the number 9 for the Reds, who will have eyes on the Golden Boot race. On winning the Golden Boot race. But another guy who'll be very keen to win the Golden Boot, his first year in the A-League, Sam Cosgrove, starting up front once again, alongside Guillaume May, Jesse Randall, and Lockie Brook. Brook is back in the starting lineup. Quite an interesting one. Lockie Brook, for the first few months of the season, Lockie Brook was one of the top players in the competition. He was in unreal form, and he was even, people were talking about Lockie Brook in regards to like a possible Socceroos call-up. But for the last couple of months, he's just been chilling on the bench. Like he's been coming on in the second halves of games. But it's quite interesting how Lockie Brook sort of just dropped out of the starting contention for the starting 11. But he's starting tonight against one of his former teams, Adelaide United, the team that he made his A-League debut with some years ago. Lockie Brook, very good player, playing on the right side. Verstraete also back into the starting lineup. Gallegos has been ever present in midfield this season for Auckland, as he was last season. But the back line is interesting. I mean, big news this week, guys. Francis de Vries out with injury for, well, reportedly 6 weeks. I think that's what was mentioned by Steve Corica, Auckland's head coach. As Auckland are coming forward with some crosses into the box, looking to create some early opportunities. So Girdwood Reich looks like he's playing left back tonight. Jay Girdwood Reich, who's been playing much of the campaign at centre back, over at left back tonight. So Nanda Painak has returned to the starting 11 alongside Dan Hall and Callan Elliott. Hiroki Sakai is back from injury as well. Here's a quick look at the benches. These graphics, and this all coming from Google, of course. Hiroki Sakai's on the bench there as well. But again, I want to talk about Google might not have updated, but James Hilton appears to be in goals. The initial lineup said Michael Vowd was going to be there, but if I'm not mistaken, that is James Hilton, number 12, in goals for Auckland. So that's very, very interesting. I'm not sure if there's been maybe an injury pop up or something there with Michael Vowd. Hopefully he's okay, but James Hilton appears to be the guy in goals for the away team tonight. Thanks for joining us tonight, everyone. Hit the like button to support the channel. Adelaide United, I mean, they're always dangerous at home. You can never write them off. And they'll have aspirations of jumping up into that top 2 with just 4 rounds remaining here. G'day, Antonio. Thanks for the question, man. What city/team would you tip as the next inclusion for the A-League men's comp as part of the league expansion? Canberra United. It's got to be Canberra. Yeah, I think everyone agrees that the next team probably should be Canberra. I've got an A-League women's team. All the clubs across the A-League should have a men's and women's program. So hopefully we do see Auckland and Macarthur get an A-League women's team as well soon. But I'd go Canberra for sure. I feel like it makes the most sense. Alex King, the referee, currently maybe having some technical difficulties. He's having this is a sneak peek at how the technical, it must be the earpieces for the referees works. He's currently getting what might be a battery pack or a receiver or something is currently getting changed as well. Some running repairs for the referees. But yeah, just to go back on expansion there. Aside from Canberra, I feel like a second Queensland team, I don't think that gets talked about enough. Queensland is a massive state with a massive population. Whether that's a second Brisbane team, Gold Coast, North Queensland, bring back the Fury, I'm sure there's a lot of people that would love for the North Queensland Fury to return. Sunshine Coast, we saw Brisbane Roar play up at the Sunshine Coast earlier this season, pulled a really big crowd there. Got to get a second Queensland team. If we've got 3 teams in Victoria, there was 3 teams in Victoria, and hopefully there will be again 3 teams in Victoria. But of course, and then we've got 5 teams in New South Wales. Got to get at least just 2 teams in Queensland. I think that makes the most sense as well. So yeah, my next choice is Canberra. Then I would go second Queensland team. And Troy's here as well. G'day, Troy. Lightning. Yes, I know you're a big South Melbourne man. Lightning as well. I do recall that. Says, let's be honest, South Melbourne should be in the A-League. It'd be great to see. Yeah, it'd be great to see. A team with a very rich history, of course. So, not too many clear-cut chances in the opening 9 minutes of this game. Lockie Brook with a shot from range, but well wide of the target. Again, Lockie Brook playing against his former team tonight. Adelaide United. Auckland FC's is Lockie Brook's third A-League team. He was with Wanderers a couple of years ago as well. Nil all. Almost 10 minutes into this contest at Cooper Stadium. Neither side able to really control things just yet. But Auckland are starting to show some promising signs. And it's going to be a real test for this Adelaide defence that has been leaky at times this season, at times. Although the more games they play together, this centre-back combination of Kikianis and Vreens is a very solid partnership at the back as well. A-League X. Going back to that marquee discussion, says Ira Mendy, a shout. Central Coast Mariners were interested in the winter, but he might become available again. Yeah, I remember that, That was being talked about back in the off-season. Ira Mendy, the Spanish midfielder. As a Mariners fan, I'd love that. That'd be cool. That'd be fun. So, yeah, that'd be great. Corner for Auckland, their first of the night, I'm pretty sure. Free kick goes the way of Adelaide. Marcus, that is a big question. If Moon goes, who is the next Mariners coach? I think it would be Hutchinson. I'd be happy for Hutchinson to come in. He's obviously had some experience overseas, and that'd be great to have, a former Mariners captain, John Hutchinson, as head coach. I'd be very happy with that. I'd be very, very happy with that. Look, Warren Moon has done a great job this season just to stabilize things and lead this team to, to have a very competitive season so far. And Mariners totally still in with a chance to finish in the top 6, which is not where a lot of people expected them to be this season. But they are there. So credit to Warren Moon. He's done a great job. But yeah, if he's not around at the Mariners next season, John Hutchinson, I'd definitely be keen for him to come in. Obviously, someone who knows the club well. And he was on the broad. He was spotted on the cameras. Spotted him talking to Matt Simon in the stands. I remember at a game not too long ago. I remember that was shown on the broadcast. John Hutchinson was at a Mariners game in the stands, speaking to Matt Simon. And, there could be nothing to it there. There could just be, Hutchinson could have just been coming along to catch a game. But, hey, we'll see. Who knows? This is the third game of this A-League Men's Round 23. 2 games last night, or Thursday night, to kick off the long weekend. MacArthur SC with a big upset victory over the Jets, 3-2. Mitch Duke with a superb game. As Auckland are in behind, the cutback and good defending by Vart Vreens, but it was a little bit nervy there for the Reds. Auckland got through a little bit too easily. Callan Elliott finding some space down that right side. Auckland FC, 13 minutes in, they're up for this game. Long throw. Comes out to Girdwood Reich, who hits it. Good shot, but he's hit his own teammate, and the follow-up from Randall is wide. Well, Auckland FC are getting closer and closer, but what a chance that was. Girdwood Reich hit it well, and yeah, it struck his own teammate, Guillermo Mai, who unfortunately got in the way. 3 shots already, according to Google, for Auckland. Can the Reds respond? Adelaide United, generally pretty strong at home. Have lost a couple games at home this season, though. But Adelaide United, they're always a competitive team at home, always. Here's a look at the ladder with things as they stand now. If this game does end a draw, Adelaide will jump up into third place on the ladder. How about that? Ahead of Melbourne Victory. Of course, Victory will play Wellington on Sunday. It's so tight across that top six. I mean, you look at Adelaide, Victory, Sydney there. Sydney drew last night with Brisbane as well. So they're on 34 points. There's only, a few weeks remaining this regular season, but there is so much on the line all across the table, really. Premier's plate, who's going to finish in the top six? Even the teams down towards the bottom are still in have got distant hopes of playing finals football. It does certainly feel like those teams towards the bottom are running out of time. Brisbane failing to win again last night. Perth, Wanderers down the bottom. Auckland are continuing to look threatening. Some crosses coming in. Randall's got it as we speak. Taking on Barnett. Can't find a way past. Adelaide under pressure. Troy. Do we know if Sainsbury is coming back? We know he was rumoured to be back from injury soon. Yeah, it's a good question. It's a good question. I don't know if we've heard too much about that. Recently, I remember Warren Moon mentioned in one of his interviews a few weeks back that I think he mentioned something along the lines of Trent Sainsbury had another setback in regards. I don't know whether that was related to the injury that he did have or something else. But yeah, he was included in some of the team sheets, wasn't he? Trent Sainsbury, club captain of the Mariners. But yeah, dude, it's a shame that he's still yet to return, and hopefully he does return in before the season's up. A-League X says apparently Tom Ince, son of Paul Ince, is linked to Melbourne Victory and Perth Glory. Interesting. Haven't heard that one. Am I not mistaken thinking he's playing in the English Championship at the moment? Lightning, who is a South Melbourne fan, says, I would love Laval back from Central Coast Mariners, back at South Melbourne. Yeah, look, he's been a good addition to the Mariners squad. Would be great to see him grab some more goals as well for the Mariners, but he's been great. I think as a Mariners fan, I'm happy with how Ollie Laval's going. I just hopefully can see him grab some more goals as well. Back on Tom Ince, A-League X. Yeah, for Watford with Irankunda. There you go. Yeah, that'd be interesting. We've obviously seen a number of players from, the English Championship or even, League One, League Two come over to the A-League. So it's definitely not anything new. Got Sam Cosgrove currently on the field tonight for Auckland. Sam Cosgrove has obviously been playing a lot of his football over in England as well. Auckland controlling possession in these early stages. And Adelaide committing the foul in their own half. It's another free kick for Auckland. Adelaide just being a little bit frustrated in this game 18 minutes in, aren't they? The Reds not quite able to get into their flow. Auckland have been on top so far. And it's a matter of whether the Reds can just sort of hold on here, not concede an early goal, try and regain some control in this match, eh? As Troy mentions here, Ryan Fraser came from the Championship, didn't he? Or was it Scotland? Well, yeah, I'm trying to recall what was his last club. I remember he was at Southampton. Was it Southampton? Here's a chance for Auckland. Cross coming in. Jesse Randall, edge of the box. The shot comes in from Gajay Goss, but is blocked. And Adelaide trying to scramble it away down the line. Reds are under the pump, man. They've got the throw-in on the halfway line. Marcus asks, what do you think of our World Cup group? Do you think we make it out? Yeah, yes, I think we will. I think we are capable, man. Especially after seeing the way that we scored those goals. You know, that our attack was really unleashed in that game against Curaçao on Tuesday for the Socceroos. So with Aaron Kunda, with McGree, with Boss, there is talent in this team to make it out of the group. So I don't think we should necessarily just be hoping for that. I think that should be the expectation for the Socceroos. I think we've got a serious opportunity. And look, the Socceroos played USA in a friendly match last year as well. We'll come back to that Socceroos discussion. There was a little off-the-ball moment there with Cosgrove and an Adelaide player playing on for the time being. It looked like, I don't know whether he got accidentally stepped on there. I might have. Maybe I saw that wrong. 20 minutes in, 0-0, folks. Thanks for joining us on our first A-League live watch along for some time. Hit that like button, support the channel if you haven't done so already. Adelaide United, can they muster something here? Ivanovic. Just Dan Hall a bit too strong there in that duel. And a Pineka with a signature long ball down the field. Some big games coming up this weekend. Couple games tomorrow. Mariners host Perth. City host Wanderers. And then on Sunday, Victory play Wellington. Long ball down the field. Adelaide almost away there. Crucial clearance from Pineka. But Adelaide now with a chance to... They've gone for the long ball again there, the Reds. Didn't work out again, but a couple instances of the Reds looking to go long, to chip one over the top. Maybe a tactic that they are looking to deploy in this game. Interesting. That's right, Troy. Yeah, Mariners with a doubleheader tomorrow. Big game for the A-League women's side. Mariners taking on Sydney. There was a doubleheader for this game tonight too as well. Adelaide playing Wellington in the A-League women's competition prior to this game. And Wellington winning that game 2-0. Which puts Wellington just about confirms their top two finish. Wellington Phoenix have had a tremendous season in the A-League women's competition. First yellow card of the game to Jake Girdwood-Reich for a foul on Yaya DeCooley. And there's some more running repairs for Alex King, the referee. Showing him on the sidelines, just getting some... who knows what's happening, but it must be something good to do with the communication devices they have. The referee is able to chat to each other on the field through their microphones and earpieces. As Troy says, can we sub the ref at halftime? Jose asking, who's looking more better on the fields? I mean, it's been fairly even so far. Auckland with more shots up to this point, but Adelaide starting to work their way back into it. So it's been fairly even, I think, up to this point. Well, neither team really able to fully control things yet. Johnny Yull's in here. Oh, there might be a handball there. Shot comes in. That's in. What a strike. Adelaide lead. Well, as we were just saying, Auckland on top. They look like the more likely team to score, but the Reds, with a stunning strike from Ethan Allegich, it's 1-0. What a goal. What a strike, dude. From long range, left foot. Well, it looked like that there was... I mean, Auckland were appealing for a free kick on the halfway line. Then the Reds got away down the left. And then there was totally a handball shout there. Oh, it probably wouldn't have been given in the end. Dan Hall looked like he had his arms tucked pretty close to his body. But Ethan Allegich, that's a cracking goal. As Troy says, I swear Adelaide scores these kind of goals all the time at home. Yeah, man. I mean, they're capable of scoring some stunners. They've got some challenging players in their squads, and yeah, at home as well. We do often see it. Brilliant for the Reds. After 25 minutes, they lead 1-0. Marcus, who is a Sydney FC fan, Marcus says, I thought this year was our year. Clearly, I was wrong. Thanks, Uffy. Oh, mate, what a last couple of weeks it has been for Sydney FC. Ufuk Talay joining the Wanderers for next season. What a story. One of the biggest stories of the season. Patrick Isnorbo in charge of Sydney FC for the remainder of the campaign. First, I mean, Marcus, what did you make of that game last night, actually? Brisbane 0, Sydney 0. Sydney didn't create too many chances in that game, but they were solid overall. Check out the live ladder, folks. That goal for the Reds, which puts them into the lead, now sees them, well, still in third place, but now 3 points ahead of Victory, which is big. Now, Victory are just ahead of Adelaide on goal difference. But, man, a win at this stage of the season would be huge. And not only that, I just realized, I mean, if Adelaide win tonight, they're 1 point behind Auckland. I didn't even mention that. They're 1 point behind Auckland. Adelaide win tonight, and they're totally in with a chance to, well, not only finish top two, they would only be 5 points off the Jets. I mean, if the Jets, Newcastle lost last night. I mean, we're not getting carried away, but is there a chance that Adelaide are going to make a late, unexpected push for the Premier's plate? That would be quite something. You never know in the A-League. You never know. Troy says this feels like the closest finals race on in years. Yeah, it's been great. It's been tense all season. Going back to Sydney FC, Marcus saying last night we weren't good enough, really disappointed. So the Reds lead at home against Auckland. And I tell you what, wouldn't it be something to see both the Jets and Auckland lose in the same round? Auckland and Newcastle have been the top two for some time now. Here come the Auckland, though. Great chance for them. Cosgrove's shooting from range. I think Lockie Brook's disappointed that he didn't get the pass there. I think Lockie Brook was in a great position. Cosgrove wanting to go from range, but Brook was on the overlap. Oh, surely you passed there. I don't know, man. That was a good chance. Shot was on target, to be fair. Adelaide, their next game is against Newcastle too, isn't it? Pretty sure it is. So that's something. That would be something. I tell you what, if Adelaide win tonight, that would be huge. And then Adelaide, they go away to Newcastle, so that's going to be tricky. But if they were to win there, they would be what? 2 points behind the Jets. With still, what, 2 games to go, I think, after that. So the Reds, I mean, it's unlikely, but they're into the chance here. Oh, here's another opportunity for Auckland, maybe. No. Lockie Brook got into a pocket of space, but accidentally stepped on the ball and tripped over. But they have the free kick, Auckland. And as we tick past the half an hour mark, I'll be very eager, Auckland, to equalise, get themselves back into this game. They've looked good, Auckland. Let's check out those stats again, eh? These stats come from Google. How about that? 1 shot, 1 goal for the Reds. Clinical. Auckland have had 3 shots, probably 4 now, with that recent shot from Cosgrove. Possession's been pretty even. Just the 1 corner so far, and another free kick coming up. Randall hangs it up towards Cosgrove. Adelaide get it clear, and the flag is up anyway. So another free kick survived there for Adelaide. And Auckland are left frustrated once again. Another glance at the lineups that we have tonight. Here's a look at Reds and their team. Correct offside call on that free kick as well. Cosgrove just made that run a bit too early. This, if you want to call it sort of a 4-5-1, 4-3-3, 4-1-4-1. Ethan Alliage playing as that deep-lying midfielder. He was the goal scorer. It's been a very consistent lineup for the Reds in recent weeks. Jovanovic leading the line. And Auckland, their lineup tonight. Now, Google hasn't updated this. Michael Vowd is not in goals. That does appear to be James Hilton on his Auckland debut. He's starting tonight. I haven't seen, we might have to check social media. There might be something on socials. I haven't heard why Michael Vowd isn't in goals. Maybe there was an injury. But he was named in the initial team sheets. So, let's see if social media can bring us an update. Or if you guys know, let us know. Here's Auckland. They're in behind again. Brook. Oh, that's a terrible miss. Wow. Well, he missed a long-range effort earlier on in the game, but Lockie Brook just clear through on goal. Great run, dude. Great ball in behind. You have to hit the target there. I mean, that's a very, very poor miss. And I say that because he's an exceptional player. And early on this season, he was in great form. And you can see his former fans, former Adelaide player, Lockie Brook, back at Cooper's Stadium. And the fans letting him know all about that miss. Well, on the broadcast, on the Paramount Plus broadcast, they're indicating that Auckland have had 8 shots already. How about that? So I've just checked social media, and yeah, Auckland FC's channels indicating that Michael Vowd was injured in the warm-up. Michael Vowd injured in the warm-up. James Hilton in for his A-League debut. That is huge. How about that? So again, here's our live ladder. Well, the live ladder come from Google here with the Reds currently in the lead, 1-0, courtesy of a fantastic long-range effort from Ethan Alliage. Future Socceroo, Adelaide fans will say yes. Still a bit of an arm wrestle this game. Neither team able to sort of get into some consistent flowing attacks. But the Reds will have their first corner of the game coming up. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for joining us on your Friday evening or Friday day for our viewers who might be around the world. Always great to see international viewers from other countries catching the A-League action. If you haven't done so already, hit the like button on the live stream. Really appreciate you guys being here, hanging out. Here's a nice little set play from the Reds. Aligich, the goal scorer. He's going to set up another set piece for the Reds. Another corner on the way. Adelaide United. A team, if you go back to my A-League ladder prediction many months ago, the video that I put up on this channel, who did I predict to finish last? Adelaide United. Where are they now? Currently third as it stands. Hardest league in the world to predict. Outswinging corner from Muniz. And James Hilton flying up with a very confident punch of the ball there. Love it. James Hilton, who arrived mid-season at Auckland FC. He did feature in the Australian Championship, the second tier competition. With Marconi, if I remember correctly, from last year. He was at Marconi, right? Someone correct me if I'm mistaken. James Hilton, Jesse Randall, nicely done. Let's see if he can create something here. Auckland FC again trying to commit some numbers forward, and again they've won a free kick. Okay. Kiwi Derek, g'day, mate. Says hi from Hamilton, New Zealand. Thanks for tuning in, mate. Love it. A-League X, who do you think will win finals? Who will win the championship? The big one. The toilet seat. It's the ultimate question, A-League X. It's the ultimate question. I tell you what. I have a feeling it's going to be Auckland. I'd love to say my own. I've got the Mariners jersey, the pink jersey behind me this evening. I'd love to say Mariners could go all the way. But if I'm being unbiased, I've got a feeling Auckland might do it. I think Auckland, they're still going to be hurting after what happened last year, where they had such a good season. They won the premiership, but they fell short in the semi-finals. Didn't make it through the grand final and went to have a chance to win the championship. So they've won a Premier's Plate. The second season, they'll be aiming for the championship, I reckon. And, well, of course, everyone's aiming for the championship, but I've got a feeling they can do it this year. Header from that set piece from Auckland. Pineacker heads over the bar. So Auckland FC just having some trouble finding the target, folks. They've had numerous efforts. But Joshua Smits is chilling in goals right now. He hasn't had too much to do. He had to make a save off Cosgrove's long-range shot earlier. But aside from that, Joshua Smits, he's cruising at the moment in goals. Easy stuff. Adelaide trying to play out from the back and Auckland applying some hectic pressure. Lightning, thanks for that, confirming that as well. Yes, James Hilton played for Marconi Stallions. A-League X, I'll answer this question as well. Do you think Juan Mata will stay in the A-League? Let's come back to that because Yaya Dukuli's in. Good shot, good save. And the follow-up, oh my goodness. It was traveling, but it's blocked. And the flag is up. Good moment there for the Reds. Do you think Juan Mata will stay in the A-League? I think so. I think he's obviously had a great season. He's had an unbelievable season. He's been fantastic for Victory this year. And it's awesome, not just Victory, but for the league overall, that Mata is playing regularly and playing very, very well. He's the top player, as we know, of course. World Cup winner, Juan Mata. Do I think he'll stay in the A-League? I think considering how well he's playing, I'm sure he'd be keen to hang around. I'd hope so. That's right, Phil. Auckland have business to finish. Lightning asks, do you think Balotelli will come to Australia? That'd be cool. That was something that was talked about last off-season as well. Didn't end up happening. But isn't that right? There was a quote that he himself wanted to come to Australia, Mario Balotelli. So, yeah. Kiwi Derek says, Mai and Cosgrove form a formidable pair when all the planets align. Yep. They haven't always. Lockie Brook with a cross. Oh, that's in towards Mai. But again, Auckland unable to get it on target. Yeah, they haven't always started together, Mai and Cosgrove. Sometimes it's been one or the other. But yeah, recently we have seen them both start together, which I think is the way to go for Steve Corica and Auckland. Mai and Cosgrove. Mai was very, very good last year. He was he scored some top goals, some fantastic goals last year. He hasn't scored as many this year, Guillermo Mai, but I like him, man. He's a good player. Cosgrove has been that sort of that key target man up front this year for Auckland. And Marcus as well, a moment ago, asked, can you predict the entire final series and final ladder? Well, I did. I put out a video last week. Was that last week? No, it was just like a few days ago, wasn't it? Talking about the each team's final games for the rest of the regular season and where I think, how I roughly think they'll go. We'll come back to that because Auckland are looking threatening once again here. Callan Elliott has it on the right. Ball in towards Vestrata, who controls it in the box. Elliott trying to swing it in again, but it's blocked. I mean, in terms of in terms of finals, I mean, MacArthur are coming good here at the end. They've got 2 back-to-back wins. I'd love to see Mariners be there, obviously. I mean, that's my biased answer. And I think Mariners are capable of jumping into that 6th spot. But I look at Melbourne City and the games they have. Melbourne City have the easiest run in. Melbourne City have 5 games left as Gajagos shot from long range goes wide. Melbourne City have 5 games left, so they have a game in hand on some of the other teams around them. And the only team in the top 6, they only play one team in the top 6 for the rest of the season. And that team is Adelaide. So Melbourne City have an easy run in from here. So I feel like they might jump into the 6. But in terms of the order, the final order of the top 6, I've got a feeling Jets will probably hold on for the Premier's plate. Auckland in second. I would go stick with them in second as well. I feel like Victory are going to finish third. I think Victory are going to finish third, and I would then go Adelaide, Sydney, and then, yeah, whoever you want to say finish 6th. My biased self, my Coast Watch Football self, wants to say Mariners, of course. For those who don't know, we've got a dedicated Mariners channel, Coast Watch Football. So if you're interested, feel free to check that out, Coast Watch Football. Interesting here from Troy. Says, I had a video idea for you. Most valuable player from every club in their history. For example, Matt Simon, Hutchinson for the Mariners, etc. Most valuable, as in like the player who's like brought the most, like not as in like the most expensive player, as in like the player who's been most valuable, has brought the most value to their club. Sort of like their best player, I guess, if that's one way to look at it. Yeah, I mean, Matt Simon, I'm sure would be up there considering he's for the Mariners. He's obviously the Mariners' all-time greatest goal scorer. That'd be a good video idea, though. I do like it. Strong crowd in attendance for this game tonight as we are getting close to half-time. But as always, man, Cooper Stadium, Adelaide fans, they're fantastic. Auckland, again, here's a chance for them with a set piece. Adelaide, again, get it clear. The Reds are just having to do so much defending. It's going to be very interesting. We'll look at the stats at halftime. It's going to be very interesting looking at the stats. Auckland are probably well into double digits now with the shots, I would imagine. And Adelaide, I mean, I think they've still only had like the 1 strike for the goal. Maybe they've had 2 or 3, but Adelaide have barely gotten into the front third. ALX asking for a rough crowd estimate. What do you guys think? I mean, it's looking pretty full. Goodwood Reich with another long-range shot. That goes wide once again. Dude, I tell you what, Auckland have had probably over 10 shots. I think they've hit the target like literally once. I think that Cosgrove long-range shot was the only effort to hit the target, if I'm not mistaken. They got to improve. They're going to find the target. Again, looking back at that Lockie Brook chance about 10 minutes ago, had to hit the target there. But in terms of rough crowd estimate, just going back to that, it's looking very full, dude. I think the capacity at Coopers is like around, 17,000? I'd say it's probably around, I'd probably go like 14,000, 14,000. It's looking very full. There's not many empty seats. Ooh, hot take. Hot take here from Marcus Volpato to be at the World Cup with Australia. I mean, it'd be interesting, wouldn't it? I can't see it happen. I can't see it happening because I think if it was on the cards, I think if it was going to happen, we would have seen him in this most recent. Oh, here's a chance for the Reds. No, almost. James Hilton almost coughing up possession for Jovanovic. But just to go back to that Volpato discussion, I think if he was going to be at the World Cup, we would have seen him in the recent Socceroos friendlies, but he wasn't there. He wasn't in the squad. So I don't know. It would feel funny for him just to suddenly come in for the World Cup. I just can't see it happening. There's been so many other players that have been involved in the Tony Popovich era. Yeah. Another yellow card for an Auckland player. This time it's Felipe Gallegos, who picks up a yellow card for a foul on Juan Muniz. Alrighty. Injury time. Adelaide lead 1-0. 2 minutes added on, by the way. Stick around for halftime. Do a bit of Q&A. If you guys have any more questions on anything A-Leagues, Socceroos, Matildas, let us know. Drop them in the live chat right now. Can Auckland equalise before the break? Or will Adelaide's stubborn defence hold on for the remainder of this first 45? Elliott. Nice run by Mai. He sends it in. Great chance. Cosgrove sends it back. Gallegos. Now, can they hit the target? Can they get a shot on target? That's what they need. They've had a lot of shots, but Joshua Smits is chilling in his goals because he hasn't had too much to do this evening. Credit to Adelaide's defense, man. They've been working very hard all game. Kikianis heads away and Vreens clears. So it's a very, very solid first half from, well, I say defensively solid, we'll say, for the Reds. Defensively very, very solid. I think they'll be happy that they've maintained the clean sheet up to this point, halfway through the contest. And a cracking goal from Ethan Alagic. But it's Auckland who have been very busy in regards to actually creating attacks. And it's 1-0. It's 1-0 to Adelaide. Oh, something's going on here. There is pushing and shoving happening as we speak as players from both teams are walking off. Not quite clear what's going on. Anyway, players are walking down the tunnel now. Something happened there. And this might continue. There's players running down the tunnel on the broadcast. They might cut to the ad break on the broadcast. But it's only half time, and there was something going on there as the players were walking off. Someone was not happy at all about something. The problem is, because they're walking down the tunnel, it's hard to get an idea of what actually happened. But there was some pushing and shoving going on there for sure. Anyway. All right. Really appreciate the comments and questions coming in. Always great to chat with you guys. Halftime here in this contest. Phil, which A-League team should perform better this year? Troy. Well, Troy said Wanderers in the live chat. I mean, for me, it'd be Wanderers. If you go back to my ladder prediction at the start of the season, the team that I predicted to finish first, is the team who are currently in last. It's just incredible. Wanderers should be there. And I still, like, you look at the team they have, even the team that they're still starting week in, week out at the moment. It's a good team. It is. It's a team with A-League experience. You know, Steve Nugarkovic, Dylan Shikluna's having a great season. Angus Thurgate's a top midfielder. Ryan Fraser coming in mid-season. Brandon Borello and Costa Barbarouses, two very experienced goal scorers in the A-League. Anthony Pantanzopoulos is a top centre-back. Lawrence Thomas on his day is one of the best keepers in the A-League. It's a top team, and they're last. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that Wanderers are last. So, for me, this is on paper, it's one of the best Wanderers squads that they've actually had for like maybe the last few years. And they're last. So they're the first answer for me. I think you look at the other teams down there, and it's, look, Perth, Brisbane being down there, it's not necessarily anything too crazy. I did expect both those teams to finish higher, but yeah. I mean, Melbourne City probably didn't expect them to be that low. Wellington Mariners, mid-table. Macarthur, mid-table is probably fair enough. But yeah, Wanderers should not be that low. So yeah. Lightning, getting ahead of things here. What are your predictions for next A-League season? Well, I do always like doing a video, an early ladder prediction, early on and off season. So I'll probably do one of those after the season wraps up. It's hard to say right now. I mean, it's hard to predict A-League seasons, you know, for the season you're already in. But for next season, I think for Wanderers, it'd be good to see them jump up and be more competitive this season. Or for Tale in charge, will it happen? We'll see. Yeah, dude. As Mariners fans, it is. I'm still not used to seeing Jacob Farrell in anything other than Mariners yellow and navy. So yeah, it is weird, isn't it? Phil as well. Going back to that little confrontation as the two teams were walking off. This is these two teams do not like each other at all. There seems to be a real like rivalry being established between these two teams. They just always seem to play intense games, and I mean, who knows what happened there? Maybe we'll get some insight later on. But yeah, there's been a lot of physicality. Actually, they're showing on the broadcast right now. Yeah, actually, they're showing on the broadcast some replays of that pushing and shoving. Gazegos was involved. So Felipe Gazegos clearly being, his shirt was being grabbed. His shirt was being grabbed by other players as he was walking off there. Who knows what was going on? Anyway. Hey, let's look at some stats. Here we go. Casting the screen here from Google. Well, I mean, Google says 6 shots. The broadcast says 12. So who knows? It feels like it'd be more than 6. I feel like the broadcast is probably closer to being accurate there. 12 shots, 1 on target, according to the broadcast. How about that? For Auckland FC, that is. Auckland FC. I mean, what are the possession stats here on Google? Still 51% to Auckland, 49% to Adelaide. And again, it says that Adelaide have the 2 shots, 1 on target. So it's the Reds who have been very effective going forward in their limited attacks. They've got the goal. Aligic with a fantastic long-range strike. G'day, Sam. Sam says, Adelaide currently doing the Jets a massive favor. So thank you, Adelaide. Also, I hope you have a very good Easter weekend, Mr. Lockie. Sam, thanks, man. Appreciate that. Hope you enjoy your weekend as well. Hope everyone has had a good week, enjoying their Fridays, and looking forward to the weekend ahead. Still a lot coming up in regards to football, A-League football. Kiwi Derek. Wellington Phoenix have had a terrible season, says Kiwi Derek, and I think AFC, Auckland FC, have really shaken them. They will need to restart next year. Yeah, let's talk about Wellington for a moment, and we'll pull up the ladder as well. Wellington Phoenix. Well, look, they're still in with a chance to play finals football, which would be a good achievement for them, considering that they did part ways with Giancarlo Italiano early on in the season. Wellington are down here, man, in 8th spot as it stands. They are 27 points as we speak right now. 27 points. They're 4 points off the top 6. So they could still do it. Wellington Phoenix. They could still do it. Their goal difference isn't great, -8. But yeah, man, Wellington. I mean, for me, if I'm Wellington Phoenix and part of the leadership there, I'm saying that one of the biggest objectives for next season isn't just making finals, pushing for silverware. It's to win a game against Auckland FC. Wellington Phoenix have been utterly humiliated over the last 2 years by Auckland FC in those New Zealand derbies. Those games are huge. They're some of the biggest games in the A-League calendar now. And Wellington Phoenix have been regularly humiliated. And that most recent game at home, losing with that huge scoreline, was just embarrassing for Wellington Phoenix. And as Kiwi Derek says here in that chat, Auckland FC have really shaken them. Obviously. Well, 6 wins out of 6 for Auckland over Wellington. Auckland didn't exist a few years ago. And they've come in and Auckland are running things. They're competing at the very top of the table in the first couple of years. And Wellington have dropped away. So those derbies, the New Zealand rivalry matches next season are Wellington just have to win. Have to be more competitive because they obviously haven't been good enough in those derby matches. Troy says, "I know. I've been driving everyone at work crazy about our home games tomorrow. Pretty sure I've convinced some of them to come too. Yeah, so good. Yeah, I mean, for Mariners, huge day tomorrow. I mean, the women's team. Well, the women's team need to win tomorrow, get a positive result to secure finals football, and then the men's team taking on Perth Glory. A win for the men will push them closer to the top 6. Which reminds me, just going to quickly check the score in the Perth Victory game in the A-League Women's. Melbourne Victory currently leading Perth Glory 1-0. That's in the A-League Women's. It's a result that would see Victory jump up into the top 6 and Mariners slip out. Just 1 point behind Brisbane Roar. So that would mean that Mariners or a draw might not even be enough if Brisbane get a result against Canberra. Mariners might need to win tomorrow. There you go. So yeah, big day tomorrow for Mariners fans. Have a good weekend, Lightning. Thanks for jumping in, mate. Sam asked, there's 3 games left, right? 3, yeah. Yes, after this weekend, there's 3 rounds left. Melbourne City and Mariners do meet each other in a midweek game next week. So yeah. Yes, 3 rounds left after this one. Yes, trying to figure out if how Jets can secure the Premier's plate if this result stays the same. Yeah, I mean, we'll look at the top end of the table. So this result would be huge for Jets fans, of course, Sam. Jets would maintain their 4-point lead at the top. And with 3 games to go, I mean, I'm trying to do that quick maths in my brain. If Jets were to win next week against Adelaide, then they would go. They could go 7 points clear. And then if Auckland lose next week, that would be enough, wouldn't it? Yeah, that would be enough. Wow. So the premiership race, I'm sure it's going to go right down to the wire, though. 2 very good teams there in Auckland and Jets. But Auckland, dude, I mean, this would be quite something for Auckland if they were to slip up, because I mean they lost last time out against Macarthur, and if they were to lose here against Adelaide, all of a sudden the Premier's plate slipping away from them, and they of course are the reigning Premiers as well. Marquez asking, when are we getting a FIFA series? Oh man, it's been so long, eh? It's been so long. I have been thinking about it. So if you guys are keen, let me know. I haven't been playing FIFA, EAFC as much lately. But if that's something you guys are still keen for, let me know. But yeah, if you search back on the channel a couple of years, you'll see some. We did some old FIFA series, some A-League career mode series, which were fun. I remember we did one with Mariners and that's right. We did a creator career with Auckland as well. Creator club, I should say, with Auckland. I think we did one with Brisbane and Wellington from memory as well. Yeah. Alrighty. Second half is not too far away. A-League men's round 23 tonight. We're going to take a quick look in just a moment at some of the games we have coming up this round. So, I mean, we're already almost halfway through the round, aren't we? Let's take a look. So far this round, folks, last night, 2 games for your Thursday night this week. MacArthur defeating the Jets 3-2. What a result for the Bulls. Mitch Duke, incredible. Great game for Mitch Duke. 2 goals and an assist, putting himself right back in the conversation for the Socceroos World Cup squad. Disappointing result there for the Jets, though, isn't it? To lose after they've been up and down in the last couple of weeks now, eh? Because, I mean, they got the win against Sydney, but of course, previous to that, they lost to Auckland at home, the Jets. Scoreless draw for Brisbane and Sydney. That was Patrick Isnorbo's first game in charge of the Sky Blues. Brisbane Roar, man, I mean, I've had a lot of home games of late, but they're not able to win. They're struggling to score goals and win games, Brisbane Roar. A team who started the season so well. And they're struggling still. And another few games to go this round after this one. Tomorrow, these times that you are seeing here, Australian Eastern Daylight Time. Well, daylight, and then for Sunday, Australian Eastern Standard Time, because daylight savings ends for the Australian states that observe daylight savings this weekend. Mariners Glory before Melbourne City Wanderers. Melbourne City chasing the top 6. They'll be expected to get a win there. And then Melbourne Victory, Wellington Phoenix. That's your Sunday Arvo fixture. Victory have been in good form. I think they should win that game. They should. But Wellington have also been in some good form. So can't write them off. The A-League, it's always so hard to predict. I did want to take a quick glance as well to next week. We've got that midweek fixture coming up. Huge game for these two sides. City host Wanderers on Tuesday, 7th of April. And then take a look at some of the fixtures next round, ladies and gentlemen. Newcastle versus Adelaide. And then a Sydney derby, the final Sydney derby of the regular season next weekend. Wanderers hosting Sydney. It'll be a big game because, as we know, Ufuk Talay leaving Sydney FC to join Wanderers. Huge. So, huge round coming up next weekend. But all the focus right now is on this one. Adelaide, Auckland. The teams are back out on the field of play. Can Auckland, well, the question is not only can Auckland get back into this game, but can they just hit the target? Can they get a shot on goal towards the goal? They are capable. They've got some top players on the field. Adelaide, can they hold on for what could be a massive, massive, massive 3 points? Second half is underway, ladies and gentlemen. Really appreciate you guys joining us here, man. We are all about trying to promote Australian football, especially the A-Leagues. And yeah, just great to have you guys joining the conversation here in the live chat as always. Keeping a look at the live ladder as this game goes on. The Reds. One Munith from range. Not too far away. Alrighty. So, Got some more comments. There's Sam with us one from a few moments ago. It says, as long as it doesn't come down to the F3 Derby game, as I know how Mariners can be poor all season and still show up and ruin all Jets fans' happiness. I mean, as a Mariners fan, that would be just amazing as a Mariners fan if we could, if it did come down to that game and Mariners won to deny Jets the Premier's play, that would, as a Mariners fans would love that, dude. But yeah, I mean, what a game to finish the regular season with. F3 Derby. Huge. All righty. Sam also saying, I feel like we always struggle after the international break, but I think we can bounce back. Yeah. Yeah, I think, look, the Jets weren't terrible last night. Like, they weren't bad. They weren't bad. Mitch Duke was just unstoppable, wasn't he? It's a big question, Chris. Thanks for the question, mate. Thoughts on Wanderers' new coach signing? Yeah, it's a very, very interesting one, isn't it? Yeah, if I was a Wanderers fan, I probably wouldn't be too stoked with it. Obviously, bringing in, I mean, during the season as well, coach from your rival, from your direct rivals, coming in. Look, I think Ufuk Talay is actually a decent coach. He did all right at Wellington Phoenix, and Sydney FC were competitive under him. Obviously, last season was not good for Sydney, missing finals, so that wasn't great for Ufuk Talay, but he is a good coach. And I'm very curious to see what he does with this project at Western Sydney Wanderers. Because obviously they're going to want to go through a bit of a rebuild, you imagine, after what has been a very underwhelming season at Western Sydney as well. Auckland driving forward. Cross comes in. Gallegos. Oh, what a goal. Felipe Gallegos equalises. It's 1-1. What a strike. We've had a couple beauties in this game. What a volley. Felipe Gallegos, the Chilean midfielder, does not score too many goals, but he called that one perfectly. And Auckland have responded early in this second half. Callan Elliott with a lot of... Dude, no pressure on the delivery and poor marking. It's a disaster for the Reds at the back. But Callan Elliott had all the time in the world to deliver that ball. No pressure on him at all. And Gallegos is just completely unmarked in the box. That is truly, truly terrible defending from Adelaide. They will not be happy with that. Because the Reds' defense was fantastic in the first half. But they've fallen completely asleep there. Auckland with a great goal. That is huge, considering, I mean, it's so early in the second half. Wow, dude. I mean, Auckland FC, who have been looking dangerous all game, but just struggling to hit the target. Well, they've finally found the target now. Great goal. Oh, boy. No worries, Chris. And it's another big question as well. Who gets the wooden spoon this season? I feel like... Oh, my gosh. Gallegos almost scored another. Gallegos almost scored a similar goal. Straight after scoring a cracking volley. Yeah, it's a big question as well. Who gets the wooden spoon? I could see it being Wanderers, but Wanderers have shown some decent signs in the last couple of months. While the results haven't been there has been some decent performances from them. I do believe that from Western Sydney. So I've got I don't want to say Perth Glory because I feel sorry for Glory fans, honestly. I do. Glory have been struggling for so long now. Yaya DeCooley in behind for the Reds, and he's won a corner for the home side. But yeah, for wooden spoon, I probably will say Wanderers just because they keep letting me down. I keep thinking that they're going to come good, and I thought they were going to have a great season, but they're just it's not coming together. So it may well be Wanderers, hey. A-League X, what players do you expect to leave Western Sydney Wanderers, or what clubs do you think they'll go to in the A-League or overseas? Players to leave Wanderers. Well, you look at the players who are probably off contract, as the corner comes in for the Reds. Vreens, his shot's blocked. Throw-in coming up for the Reds. I think Costa Barbarousis, I think his contract's expiring, if I'm not mistaken. Brandon Barello, has he got another year on his contract? Look, honestly, there's probably not a lot of players who would stick around. I think Dylan Shikluna we can all agree, has been their best player this season. Try and build the team around him, honestly. Yeah. Early finals prediction. I mean, I think the top 5 will probably be there. That 6th spot still feels wide open, doesn't it? Beneath with another corner. Handed away by Auckland. Auckland can break here if they can get it away. Ooh, that's a very... here we go. Push and shove. Adelaide players are not happy with Sam Cosgrove because he's come flying in. Dude, it was a heavy challenge. Look, on initial viewing, I thought yellow, easy yellow. Replays could be interesting. It'll probably be yellow, won't it? Yeah, the yellow ticket's out for Sam Cosgrove. It was he's coming with some physical challenges already this game. It's a clear yellow card. There's no need to be flying in like that. The replays will be interesting. Look, Alex King's made the decision. I don't think VAR will get involved. The replays of the Sam Cosgrove challenge. Oh, dude. Okay, it's way worse than I thought. That's a terrible challenge. And I say that because Ethan Allegich could have been seriously hurt. Goodness me. Tell you what, that's right on the line. I'll tell you what, if Alex King had shown a red card there, I wouldn't have disagreed with it. I think the yellow's okay, but a red card, I don't think I would have argued against that. That was a ridiculous challenge from Sam Cosgrove. What is he thinking there? He's having a great season, Sam Cosgrove. He's been a top signing for Auckland. And right up there in the Golden Boot race. But he got that challenge all wrong. And it was a scary one because, again, he really could have badly injured Ethan Allegich there. So that's why it's so serious. Kiwi Derek says Sam is innocent. Oh, yeah, as we were talking about before, there seems to be a lot of, the competitive spirit is high in this fixture, isn't it? Adelaide, Auckland. Appreciate you guys joining us for this A-League live watch-along for your Friday evening. It's still 1-1. Early on in the second half, Allegich with a goal for the Reds and Felipe Gajagos with a goal for Auckland. But here comes Cooley down the right, cutting it back. Here's Johnny Yull trying to flick it on. And the shot comes in straight into the hands of James Hilton. So these two teams still in those same positions as it stands, 1-1. If Auckland were to win, though, the Reds would drop to 4th. Victory would maintain their spot in 3rd. The stats here from Google, 3 shots, 2 on target for the Reds. Google's saying 8 shots, 1 on target for Auckland, but the broadcast indicated that there was more shots than that for Auckland. Possession's been pretty even up to this point. Another look at the lineup here. Again, the Reds maintaining this consistent starting 11. Yaya Cooley starting to find some more space in those wide areas. And for Auckland FC, 3 yellow cards. Cosgrove, Gajagos, Goodwood Reich, all on bookings. Ten minutes into this, into the second half, worth looking at the bench as well. So James Hilton is in the field of play. We should say that James Hilton did start the game. Michael Vowd injured in the warm-up. For Adelaide, got some attacking options there. Brody Burkett could come on. Ben Falami, Austin Ayubi, and Salmo. Wouldn't be surprised if we see him soon. Brazilian midfielder. Auckland FC, I mean, they've got some quality on their bench as well. Hiroki Sakai's there. Back from injury, Sakai. Huge boost for Auckland. Auckland continuing to come forward as well, looking to find goal number 2. It is getting fiery, Troy, isn't it? It is. It's again, the competitive spirit's high, and yeah, as Verstraete's pulled Ryan White to the ground, and it's another yellow card. So as we were just saying, well, that's yellow card number 4 now for Auckland. There you go. So both central midfielders for Auckland now on yellow cards. If I'm Steve Corica, I'm probably making a change real soon, because it's getting with the way this game's going. It's look, Auckland do not want to go down to 10. Cannot afford that. 57 minutes in, 1-1. Yes, Chris. James Hilton from he was at Marconi Stallions last year. Did feature in the Australian Championship campaign for Marconi. Steve Corica, the Auckland FC head coach, has apparently received a yellow card as well. There you go. So yellow cards all over the place. But yes, James Hilton with his A-League debut tonight. Michael Vald reportedly injured in the warm-up, which is concerning because, as we know, Auckland already without goalkeeper Ollie Sale, who picked up an injury some weeks ago now. Months ago, actually, wasn't it? Ollie Sale. So hopefully Michael Vald. Hopefully it's not a serious injury. Otherwise, Auckland FC might have a bit of a goalkeeper crisis on their hands. Auckland FC. That's going to be another foul. Yep. More grabbing going on in the middle of the park. Dude, I mean, there's a lot on this. There's a lot on the line in this game, isn't there? There is a lot on the line. Again, a look at this live ladder. A-League X. Interesting question. What A-League play would you like at Central Coast Mariners? Dylan Shakluna. He's the first one that came to mind. One of the top central midfielders. And look, hey, I know he was like rumored to be interested in the Mariners in regards to like ownership. I mean, who knows, what was happening there. But Juan Mata, I mean, wouldn't that be fun to see Juan Mata at the Mariners? Juan Mata, obviously having a great season at Melbourne Victory. But yeah, there was media reports linking him with Mariners in regards to obviously the ownership situation at Mariners. If I remember correctly, that was some time ago now. Chris says, just seeing all New South Wales teams in the A-League Women's took up the bottom 3 spaces. Yeah, the Sydney teams have been struggling big time. Wanderers and Sydney currently down the bottom there. And that just reminds me to check the score. It's about to wrap up as well. Perth Glory currently hosting Melbourne Victory in the A-League Women's. Obviously, this is the final round of the regular season. Melbourne Victory about to secure a 1-0 victory with a couple minutes to go in injury time. Huge. That is a big result for Victory, dude, because they needed to win to keep themselves in the hunt for finals. It's not done, though. Brisbane and Mariners still to play this round. So that is huge. That's a big result there for Melbourne Victory in the A-League Women's. So we have ticked past the hour mark at Coopers Stadium. This feels like a really evenly contested match now. I mean, Auckland were dominating that first half. Adelaide, not with many chances at all, but the Reds starting to find a little bit more space going forward. Now they've got a free kick. in a good position. Callan Elliott with a foul on Ryan Kitto. And the Reds haven't had too many set pieces. They've had a few corners, but there is now a chance for the Reds to regain the lead. Troy, on that, which which player would we like to see back to Central Coast Mariners? Troy says, I'd like Clisby back. Surprised he went to NPL. Could have easily stayed in the A-League. Yeah, I think he's still capable of playing A-League football. Yeah, I mean, at Mariners, I mean, I'd still, in regards to left back, surely Moragas still starts there, but he'd be a great option to contest that left back role with Moragas at Mariners. One Muniz delivers. Oh, good ball. Oh, what a chance. What a chance for Adelaide. So close. Kikianis, maybe offside, but goodness me, what a chance. His strike goes over the bar. That he needed to get that on target. Huge opportunity for the Reds. Adelaide obviously going towards the goal where the Red Army are stationed behind that goal there on the left side of the broadcast. Oh, what a chance for Kikianis, man. I mean, it's always great scenes when Adelaide scored down that end. You know, to see the fans celebrating. It's awesome. To Cooley. Nice play from the Reds. Can they keep it in, though? Barnett, he will. Jay Barnett on the right. The Reds all of a sudden have a little bit of momentum here. They're on top. Alagic. Yull. Knocking it around well, Adelaide. Maybe that was the plan for the Reds, just to sort of steady things a bit in the first half. Stay defensively compact. Limit Auckland FC and their attempts on goal. And in the second half, they've got another free kick here. As Ryan White collides with a player's gone down here for Auckland. May have been an accidental collision. What's going on here? Guillermo Mai is gone down, and there's some concern. Physio currently out with the player now. Oh, yeah. Completely accidental contact as Ryan White was falling backwards. But, that's nasty contact. Wow. Well, thinking about Guillermo Mai right now, he's getting the support that he needs on the field. The physio and looks like the team doctor are out there. But Guillermo Mai, fingers crossed he's okay. That was heavy, heavy contact. Wow. Okay. So, Guillermo Mai currently receiving some treatment on the field. As Troy says, yeah, lots of injuries happening here. There's been lots of fouls, free kicks, players going down, subs happening as we speak for Auckland. So Hiroki Sakai on for Girdwood Reich. And as Kiwi Derek, I mean, perfect timing. Kiwi Derek just a moment ago, though, said Steve Corrigan needs to swap out some of our players, some of our yellows on the field. Yeah. And there's that change. Girdwood Reich was one of those players on a yellow card, and he's just left the field of play in that left back role. So Hiroki Sakai is on. Huge for Auckland FC to have Sakai back from injury. One of the top defenders in the league. And we'll see what happens, whether maybe Sakai goes straight to left back or maybe Callan Elliott goes over to left back. We'll see. Well, it has been a close game up to this point, Edits. I mean, Auckland have had more chances, but at this rate, it does feel pretty even, doesn't it? Oh, man, you guys are coming in with the big questions tonight. Best ever A-League player. I mean, Thomas Broich is up there. Diego Castro's up there. Besart Barish is up there. Miloš Ninkovic is in the conversation. I almost want to put Juan Mata up there, but that's a recency thing. He's obviously been great recently this season, Juan Mata. But I feel like Thomas Broich is probably the answer, isn't it? Berisha is definitely a fair answer as well, yeah. As Edits also says, that Sakai, such a good import, yeah. So great to see Guillermo Mai. He's up, he's walking around. It was heavy contact to the head, so good to see that he's all right. And it looks like he's going to continue playing. Free kick for Adelaide. Oh, it's spilt. No. Oh, my goodness. Wow. James Hilton on A-League debut, almost coughing up the ball. Free kick. Oh, dude, I tell you what, that's a really tricky one for a goalkeeper because it was swerving. I think it bounced just before it made it to the keeper. But Hilton did well to hold on to it. It looked like he coughed it up because there were Adelaide players flying in there on the rebound. So Guillermo Mai is back on the field after that heavy collision with an Adelaide player. Good to see that he seems to be all right. Crucial moments coming up, folks, in this game. Ryan White wins the ball high at the park. Ryan White. Well, he had 3 plays to aim for ahead of him, and I thought he was going to go for the shot. He sort of went for none of those options. It was like a pass/shot to no one in particular. But he had Yull to his right and Jovanovic directly ahead of him, and Dekuli was out on the left. Yeah. Couldn't find any of them. Really appreciate you guys joining us for this live watch along. If you haven't done so, hit the like button, support the channel. Got some jerseys up behind us for the backdrop. Mariners pink kit from, I want to say 2021, maybe 2022. No, actually that probably was 2021. Or maybe 2020. Anyway, and then the Socceroos kit behind us as well, the yellow kit from the that would be the 2006 World Cup era, I believe. The new Socceroos kit is a little bit reminiscent of that 2006 World Cup kit, isn't it? Edits. Definitely not my main job. Certainly it is a big thing that I do for fun. Troy says Mata has been hugely successful. Could even be up there with Del Piero in terms of marquees. For the season that he's had, yeah, it's up there for sure. Week in, week out, he's putting in just top performances. He's been great to watch. Even from a neutral point of view. Like, not as a Victory fan. It's just like great to see him doing well. It's good for the league. Dekuli on the left. Can't find a way through. Adelaide. I tell you what, the Reds have been a lot better. Even though Auckland scored. Even though Auckland scored in the second half, Adelaide have looked a lot better in the second half. Going forward, in attack at least. So we've only seen one substitution so far. That's Sakai on for Girdwood Reich, and it does look like Hiroki Sakai is playing over there at left back. Troy on One Master as well says it's also the way that he promotes the league. He seems to genuinely love the league in Australia, of course. Yeah, you get that sense, the way he talks about it, which is awesome. That is very nice, yeah. Another change for Auckland, Cam Howison on for Louis Vestrata, who, again, was on a yellow card. So you imagine that's probably a factor. Louis Vestrata, solid game overall in midfield. Very physical and competitive as always. Johnny Yull trying to release Jovanovic, but great sliding interception there by Sakai. Ladies and gentlemen, we have ticked past the 70th minute mark. Adelaide United 1. Auckland FC 1. Our next live watch along that we are looking to do is for the Sydney Derby. Next Saturday. 8 days' time from now. Western Sydney Wanderers hosting Sydney FC. Still a big game, even though Wanderers have been struggling this year. I think Mata does stay. I've got a feeling he will. I hope so. At least. But yeah, do I think Juan Mata will stay? I think considering how well he's played this season, I think he could stay. Yeah. Auckland FC here's a chance for them now though, but I was going to say they haven't been creating as many chances in the second half, it feels. Adelaide have sort of turned the tide. Long ball here for Jovanovic, but Dan Hall's going to get there first, but Jovanovic still contesting. And Sakai with some more good defending at the back. Marcus, who wins the decider, as in the grand final? The grand final, I assume that's what you mean, Marcus? By the decider? If that is indeed what you mean. I mean, it's probably easier to say it'll be Jets, Auckland. They've been the two best teams in the comp this season. And as I did say it earlier, I think Auckland. I think Auckland, after missing out on the championship last year, I think they'll be so hungry to win it this year, man. I think they'll do it. They'll go one better than last year. They'll win their championship, I reckon. But they currently, they're not in front here at Cooper Stadium. There's 1-1. Lockie Brook. Oh, is that a foul? Well, if that's not a foul, that's probably a yellow card for simulation, honestly. Lockie Brook went down. Alex King was like, nah, mate. No free kick. Play on. He's right on the edge of the box too. Lockie Brook going down there. And Selmo's getting ready to come on for Adelaide. He's on the sideline. The Reds continuing to come forward themselves here. Jovanovic. Free kick, Auckland. So the last like 10, 15 minutes, it has just felt so evenly contested. It well and truly is an arm wrestle. Tell you what, there was some contact there from Bart Vreens on Lockie Brook. It definitely wasn't a dive. I apologize to Lockie Brook there. It certainly wasn't a dive, I don't think. Well, Lockie Brook maybe made the most of the contact, but it wasn't a free kick anyway. So first change of the game for the Reds, and Selmo is on for Johnny Yull. So that might mean that Juan Muniz plays off the right-hand side of midfield, and Selmo will play just behind Luki Jovanovic. Oh, chance for Auckland. Oh, what a save. Brook is offside. Oh, my goodness. What a save. Joshua Smits, from point-blank range, has denied Guillermo Mai a goal. What a chance. It seemed too easy. It just opened up way too easily for Mai. He wasn't tracked. Tell you what, if that had gone in, it probably wouldn't have counted anyway, because Lockie Brook was... Yeah, that's clear obstruction. So it would, I surely would. I reckon if that shot had gone in, it wouldn't have counted because Lockie Brook was standing right in line with the keeper there. So all good. Regardless, good reflex save from Smits. He's had a good season overall for the Reds. The Dutch goalkeeper Joshua Smits. He's made some great saves. Jovanovic and Selmo. Probably his first touch of the ball there. Shot on target. James Hilton down to his left to block it. But we are starting to get to the crucial moments in this game. Neither team can afford to make a mistake, to slip up here. But there is so much on the line after this game. For both teams, there is just 3 games remaining. 3 matches to decide where they finish. You do get the sense that both teams will be towards the top end of that top 6. But again, I mean, a win for Adelaide, and all of a sudden they're in the conversation for that top 2. And maybe, just maybe, the Premier's Plate. Probably unlikely, but still in the conversation. If Adelaide win tonight, they just go 1 point behind Auckland. And if Auckland win, then they're just 1 point behind the Jets. Let's look at the live ladder. That's coming from Google. There you go. Newcastle, 43 points. They lost to MacArthur last night as Auckland's long-range shot goes wide from Mike. But if Auckland win, they're up to 42. You can see Auckland's goal difference is 2 goals better than Jets as it stands. A win, and it would obviously be even more. So this is huge, man. This could be a game that we look back at come the end of the season as where maybe the premiership was decided. Auckland FC desperate for the goal to put them in front, to pull themselves closer to that Premier's Plate. Adelaide, they've copped up possession at the back. Here's Lockie Brook. Great chance. Oh. Well, I'm not sure whether it took a deflection there. Lockie Brook reckons it did because he's frustrated that it's not a corner. So Lockie Brook's shot there, again, surely it took a deflection because didn't have a lot of power on it in the end. But another great chance for Auckland. And Lockie Brook, who has had shots on goal tonight, but struggling to find the target, it seems. Another change for the Reds coming up as well, guys. Juan Muniz has been busy tonight for the Reds. He's off. Brody Burkett's on. That's an attacking change. A-League X. It's a good question, actually. What's been your favorite live stream / video you've ever made? It's a good question. Honestly, probably we did a live watch along for the Socceroos game against Peru, the World Cup playoff game, which was in 2022? Jeez, oh my God, almost 4 years ago now. Isn't that crazy? That was probably my favorite because it was what time was it here on the east coast of Australia? Like 4 a.m. or something crazy like that. And by the time the penalties finished, it was like 7 a.m., something like that. So that was probably my favorite live stream I ever did we did a live watch along for the Socceroos Peru game, that World Cup playoff. Yeah. Had a feeling you'd say that, says A-League. Yeah. That's, yeah. It was just obviously such a historic game, huge game. Corner coming in for Auckland. Important touch by Smits, but it's another corner coming up. And in terms of favorite videos, there's been some matchday vlogs that have been fun to do. I always enjoy doing the ladder predictions because they're big videos. Yeah. Marcus says Auckland almost with the Olympico. And it wasn't De Vries. Yeah, right. Another corner coming up. Brooks delivery. Away by Vreens, who's been good tonight at the back for the Reds. Ivanovic will poke it forward. Adelaide can counter here. No, Dan Hall. I tell you what, Dan Hall's had a good game too. He's been good at the back for Auckland. These are 2 high-quality A-League sides facing off tonight at Cooper Stadium. 10 minutes to go in regulation time now. Adelaide 1. Auckland 1. Auckland come forward again through Brook. His shot struck Kikianis in the face, so they're going to halt play and just check on the welfare of Kikianis. So again, you can see that live ladder. the result stays as it is, and there's still that 4-point gap between the two teams. But if Adelaide win, they jump up to just 1 point behind. So it really is huge, man. It really is huge. If one of these teams can find a winning goal, whoever it's a massive win for either of these teams if they get it. So we haven't got long to go though. We haven't got long to go. Melbourne Victory still to play this weekend. They're on 35 points, so they're right behind Adelaide. The official crowd just shown on the screen in the stadium, 13,725. There you go. Great crowd in attendance at Cooper Stadium. 13,725. That, yeah. I think at the start of the stream, didn't we talk about a prediction for the crowd? I think I said like around 13,000, 14,000. So there you go. Almost spot on, just about. A-League X asks, who's the biggest person in football you have met in and outside the A-League? Great question. Who's the biggest person in football you have met? I haven't met many players outside the A-League. I mean, I've met a lot of Mariners players, obviously, being a Mariners fan. I'm trying to think who would be the biggest. I mean, I've obviously got some Socceroos like Max Ballard and Josh Nisbet, Jason Cummings, maybe, Garen Kowal. I'm trying to think of other players I've met. Yeah, they're the first ones that come to mind. G'day, Boston. Good to see you here, mate. Change for Auckland. Jesse Randall off. Logan Rogerson on. There you go. Jesse Randall. Interesting sub, actually. Interesting sub. Jesse Randall has been one of Auckland's top players this season, one of the league's top players, really. But he's off. So Logan Rogerson, can he be the hero for Auckland? Lockie Brook driving through midfield. Good run. Vreens, good defending once again. Just dispossessed Brook there. These are crucial minutes coming up, folks. Crucial minutes to decide how these teams will fare for the remainder of this season. If Auckland win, then they are breathing down the necks of Newcastle Jets in regards to the premiership race. If Adelaide win, then the Jets, well, they might be too hard to catch at the top. But Adelaide, that would put them in the conversation for a top 2 finish. It is huge. And a draw doesn't really help Auckland in regards to their premiership push. It's starting to open up now too. There's a lot of space starting to appear across the field of play. Auckland currently on the attack. Rogerson's ball. Ooh, Cosgrove goes down. He reckons it was a pen. I don't think so, man. I don't know about that. The contact, I mean, there was contact there, but it didn't look like anything foul-worthy. Here comes Adelaide now, the other way. Jovanovic. De Cooley from range. Just not enough power on the shot, but nice attack. Happy Easter, Boston. Thanks for jumping into the live chat, mate. It's been a good night so far. I've been enjoying this game. Tightly contested in the end between Auckland and Adelaide. Auckland have probably had more opportunities, but it's been a good game. But thanks for jumping in, Boston. Hope you enjoy your weekend. As once again, Auckland looking to drive forward through Brook. He's been very busy this game. Auckland give it away. Adelaide can counter. It's the counter-attack where the Reds are looking most dangerous. And it feels like if they are going to score, it's going to be that counter-attack. Another change for the Reds here. Luke Dazell's going to come on to replace Yaya DeCooley, another interesting change. Yaya DeCooley, who, look, he's had a good season, DeCooley, but he has been quiet tonight, to be fair. I haven't quite seen the best of Yaya DeCooley tonight, but again, I think he's been very, very good this season overall. Playing on the wing. It's almost a defensive-minded change there. Bringing on Dizelle to just partner Alagic at the base of midfield. Maybe aware that Auckland are really going to go for it here, looking to find this winner. Dude, it feels like something's still going to happen in this game, eh? Feels like there's still something on. Victory tie-dye. Welcome, mate. G'day. Toby's joining us late on as well. G'day, Toby. Thanks for jumping in the live chat, mate. What are our predictions for the final minutes here? 87th minute. Will we see a late dramatic winner? I mean, there's always drama at Cooper's Stadium. There's always something that's going to happen at the death. We've seen it many times this season alone. It is, dude, and it's just continuing to open up. The space is just growing bigger and bigger across the field of play. Is that a free kick? Oh, it is. What's going on here? There's a bit of Brodie Burkett wasn't happy. Oh, there's push and shove. There is a lot of push and shove right now. What's going on here? Callan Elliott and Ethan Alagic. Well, that's very physical. Well, this is getting a little bit out of hand now. There's a lot going on there. And Alex King might have some work to do, maybe even the VAR. Yellow card is already out. But that got out of hand really quickly. So let's just keep an eye on what happens here. So there's a yellow card out, and I imagine that Burkett and Sakai might get booked here. Alex King, the referee, is just currently having a chat to both players. Again, it's been bubbling throughout the entire match, hasn't it? There's been little moments all the way throughout the match popping up. Even the teams walking off at halftime. Both teams, I'm sure, are very much aware of the current state of the ladder and what this game means. So, I see why Adelaide are so upset. That was a very, very aggressive challenge from Hiroki Sakai. He went flying in there. Hiroki Sakai has gone in with a 2-footed challenge. Okay, I see. Now, the replays are very... was there much contact? Goodness me, I'm not sure what Sakai is thinking, because again, he really could have hurt Brodie Burkett there. Goodness me. Oh, boy. Close end to the game indeed, Aligax. Close end to the game indeed. As Troy says, they don't call them Reds for nothing. VAR are checking this. Alex King, this is huge. And I'll tell you what, I'm not surprised. There was a very dangerous challenge early on in the game. Sam Cosgrove. And I tell you what, I'm not surprised. Oh, no. Oh, okay. What's happening here? They're not actually checking the challenge. They're checking something in the pushing and shoving. What is being looked at here? This is a huge moment at the end of this game. We are now into injury time. Alex King with the VAR check here for a possible red card for violent conduct. Oh, yep. Sam Cosgrove. Is it Sam Cosgrove? Is it Kajomo Mai? There is a hand on the throat of Ethan Alagic. There is a hand on the throat of Adelaide player Ethan Allegich. Sam Cosgrove is already on a yellow card. I'm not even sure if it's his hand because there's so many players involved. This is a chaotic ending to this game. This is a chaotic ending to this game here. Alex King is making a decision, a VAR check for possible violent conduct. This might be a red. Well, the yellow card is out. No red card. No red card. Goodness me, what's going on? A yellow card has been shown to Gajomo Mai. And that's it. And that's it. Okay, so no red cards. Oh my goodness me. Marcus can't believe it. So Gajomo Mai, yes, okay. Apologies to Sam Cosgrove. It did appear that Gajomo Mai was the player who seemingly placed his hand on the throat of Ethan Allegich, which you never want to see. Marcus reckons it should have been a red card, but we are back into finally playing some football. 10 minutes added on. 1-1. Who's going to find the winner? And Selmo goes wide with a header. Oh, boy, this is tense. This is tense, man. Oh, boy. Victory till I die. Hey, Lockie, wondering if you've ever tried out Football Manager. I actually haven't because I think you'd enjoy it. Could make a very good series content on your channel. I'll have to check it out. I always get people recommending it to me. I've never played Football Manager. I've played FIFA a lot, but never Football Manager. So, yeah. Michael says, no way, that's a red. Game is gone. So 10 minutes total added on. We've already played 3. Just to paint the picture for you guys, this is how the ladder looks. Auckland have picked up 6 yellow cards in this game. I don't even know if that's including Steve Corica's yellow card. If Auckland get a winner here, they are right behind Jets at the top of the table. If Adelaide win, then they are in the conversation for the top 2 and maybe, just maybe, the premiership race as well. Auckland FC trying to get it going forward. Wayward pass out of play, and the Adelaide players starting to push a little bit further up the park. They're sensing that maybe they could snatch a winner here late on. Kito, nice header. And Selmo crosses it in. Ryan White, great chance. Oh my goodness. The Reds had it in the box, but they just couldn't get the shot away. 4 minutes played of the total 10 minutes added on. And it's still 1-1. But it doesn't feel like the drama's over. We're not out of the woods yet. Kito, he's the left back. Ryan Kito's up in a centre forward position. Oh my goodness. If you haven't done so yet, hit the like button, support the channel. Got some more A-League live streams planned for the remainder of this regular season. So if you haven't subscribed yet, feel free to do so if you want to know when our next live streams are coming up. Appreciate that, Victory. Thanks, mate. Michael in the live chat saying Jets surely can't bottle it now. I mean, if it stays as it is, this is a huge result for Newcastle. Adelaide coming forward. Burkett. Oh, Jovanovic had it. James Hilton on his A-League debut with a crucial stop for Auckland. If you missed it earlier on, Michael Vowd was meant to start this game in goals for Auckland. He was reportedly injured in the warm-up, so James Hilton has started tonight. And he's been good. James Hilton has been good tonight. He's come up with some crucial blocks. A-League X, sorry, just missed your comment from a moment ago. It says, you're such an inspiration to my channel, man. Thanks for the kind words, mate. I enjoy watching your videos, and I hope that you continue supporting the league as you do. Thanks, A-League X. And yeah, great to see the content that you're doing too, mate. So keep it up for sure. Yellow card for Callan Elliott. Another yellow card for an Auckland player. Long throw for Ryan Kitto to send it in, and Selmo. Lockie Brooks sends it long. It's coming back. Adelaide on the attack once again. 96 minutes plays. 96 minutes played. Dazelle can't get the flick on, and it's back for Hilton. Wow, dude. I mean, we knew this game was going to be dramatic. This is no surprise. We knew it was going to be fiercely contested, and there's been a lot of tension in the air. That's for sure. Callan Elliott's gone down, holding his face. Something's happened here, and Selmo, we're playing on. Burkett off the right. Burkett chipping it over straight through to Hilton. Adelaide are going to need a little bit more quality in the final third if they're going to beat James Hilton tonight, former Marconi Stallions goalkeeper, making his A-League debut at a packed Cooper Stadium. Almost 14,000 in attendance. The stadium is well packed out. Always great crowds at Cooper Stadium in Adelaide. Auckland second, Adelaide third as it stands. Ali gets driving forward. That's got to be a foul. It is. And ladies and gentlemen, it is yet another yellow card. That must be like 8 yellow cards now for Auckland. Dan Hall's picked up a booking. No surprise for the foul. Alagic was tripped up on the attack. And Adelaide United will have a great chance from this free kick. Kiwi Derek is spot on. Says AFC have almost got more yellow cards than they have players. It's incredible. There's been so many bookings. Victory till I die, definitely will. Yes, as us. Can you make an early Socceroos World Cup squad video? Really interested to see your thoughts. Definitely keen to do that, man. Especially with the World Cup not too far away. A-League X says Adelaide are one of those underrated clubs. I always feel like they're in the mix. Troy says these two have definitely got a rivalry, probably better than the New Zealand derby, but that seems obvious because Wellington's record, of course, yeah. They certainly do have quite the rivalry, these two teams now, and they have a free kick, Adelaide. 5 players in the wall. Jovanovic is standing over it. Jovanovic, it's too high. It's too high. And with a minute to go, that might be the last chance for the Reds. Oh, what a chance, dude. Luka Jovanovic, free kick. He's had a great season. He's scored plenty of goals this campaign, Luka Jovanovic, but on that occasion, he'll be disappointed that he wasn't able to keep that free kick down. What a chance, man. What a chance. These are big moments. A goal here completely changes everything. Dan Hall's had a good game. He's made another crucial... Oh, as soon as I say that, he gives away the ball. Adelaide are back in possession. Jovanovic. He gives away the ball. Auckland, can they launch an attack? Auckland have been under the pump late on here. Not long remaining. Full-time whistle will go any moment here. Adelaide in possession at the back. An intensely contested game. Ryan Kitto on the left. Crosses the ball. And Selmo. Jovanovic. Cleared away by Auckland. Jovanovic appealing for something. We're playing on. Ball comes in again. And Selmo. Oh, my goodness me. What a chance. That might be it. And Selmo so close to being the hero there. Great delivery. Oh, what a chance. Free header to Auckland FC, just completely giving that space up in the box. And that is the last chance. It is full time. What a game. Great game indeed, Troy. Thanks for tuning in, mate. Thanks for joining us. Wow, dude. What a game. 1-1. I mean, both teams will be disappointed that they didn't get the win, especially Auckland. It is a huge result. Before we tune out, let's take one last look at that ladder. It's full time. It's 1-1. Newcastle Jets have a 3-point lead at the top with 3 games remaining. So Auckland FC are certainly still there. But Newcastle Jets fans will be cheering that Auckland didn't go on to win that game in the end. Adelaide had some great chances at the end. Adelaide, they're in 3rd spot. Melbourne Victory could jump ahead with a win against Wellington on Sunday, though. What a game. What a game. Some big games coming up for the rest of this round. Tomorrow sees Mariners host Glory, then Melbourne City playing Western Sydney Wanderers. And then Sunday is that fixture between Melbourne Victory and Wellington Phoenix. What a game. 1-1 in the end. A whole lot of drama, a whole lot of tension. And I appreciate you guys joining us for this live watch along. So hit the like button on your way out and make sure you subscribed if you haven't already done so, if you want to stay updated to when we're doing these A-League live watch alongs. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Thanks, A-League X. Victory till I die. Hope you enjoyed the game, mate. Going to Victory versus Phoenix. Love to hear it. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.